Rebrands, everyone needs one. You look around and everyone needs a new rebrand all the time. Like it's like, oh, it's another rebrand coming my way. It's constant. And it seems like no one likes rebrands. Everyone hates a rebrand. It doesn't take much to understand how this kind of works. You see, a lot of you guys out here obviously have companies that have recently rebranded. We have Airbnb in the crowd. We have Instagram. We have Uber in the crowd. You know, all these guys have been, faced with the immediate backlash and the sadness of trolling and crazy critiquing. It's not just tech companies, obviously. Before that, we had The Gap, we had Tropicana, we had Pepsi, even the London Olympics. Like everyone who's attempting a rebrand are faced with the sadness and the darkness of trolling. So why do we want to be part of that, part of that crew? I think Zendesk wants to do this for the same reasons that a lot of these other guys do it. When we first built our initial kind of brand identity, we were in our infancy as a company. We had 0 customers, we had 0 employees, and we had 0 product. So all we had was like a vague little faint idea of what we wanted to do with Zendesk, which was, like Mika was saying, disrupting a sad, old, stodgy world of on-premise service software. And I think we did a great job with the Buddha, that brand that we created. We created a brand that people wanted to be, interacting with. People wanted to do business with us because they could see part of themselves in it. There was an actual alternative to this sad world. However, 9 years down the line, we're in a different place now. We have arrived at a place where we have multiple products. The Buddha and what we have now is not flexible enough to help us scale with that, so we need something new. Another thing that's really big for us is that we're no longer just a ticketing software. We see ourselves as a company who deals with, we deal in relationship between customers and companies. And to do that, we need a brand that can tell that story. And how do we do that? That was my thankless task to come up with some kind of solution to that problem. So I mobilized our entire creative team. We are just under 50 people at Zendesk, spanning brand and product. And we just had everyone go into their own specialty to kind of investigate what can we do about that. And we needed some kind of place to start. And our place to start was inevitably going to be our Danish roots. We have 3 Danish founders, and obviously maybe that's a good place to start. Danish design, super cool, whatever. And you immediately get into this world of furniture design. These guys are the stalwarts of mid-century design, obviously Danish. You have guys like Arne Jacobsen. And what is common for all these guys is that they have an appreciation for shapes, an appreciation for form, for lines, for negative space, for cleanliness, for like an attention to detail, an attention for the whole bigger picture. It's all about popping colors, but and a way to retain a kind of timeless feel. It's not just furniture design. Like Hans Wehner, one of my favorite designers, also designed the super funky lampposts in Copenhagen. It's all about like simplicity. It's all about these half-dome shapes. It's very inspirational. And it's not obviously the only thing we looked at, but it was a great part of it. Finally, we have Kai Boysen, this happy man. Did I'm not sure if all you are familiar, but he's doing these wooden shapes. These are his very famous monkeys. And he had a kind of a knack for infusing personality and warmth into his designs and creations, and some cigarette smoke. He also did these building blocks, alphabets, and lots of toys of different kinds, wooden shapes, wooden blocks, and that's kind of where we started finding our inspiration for our rebrand. We then started sitting and playing with everything we had to see if this could actually work as a concept. Can these shapes tell stories? We played with, claymation, with wooden shapes, and initially we ended up with a very kind of a common design language of just 6 shapes that forms the entire library of product identities that we came up with. We call them relation shapes. And the funnest sort of nail in the coffin for me to get convinced that this was actually a good idea was when I saw what we were doing on the video team. We have a very talented video team, as some of you guys might know. Especially Sarah and Kevin work their asses off day and night to kind of breathe life into these static forms. And when you see that they're coming to life, you can kind of appreciate that these guys can tell stories. And the stories that they're telling is like the story between customers and the businesses that they deal with. This is the lineup that you just saw in our video. Each product has a color, makes it easy to distinguish inside the product. And also, we operate with a very sort of simple naming convention. It's like action verbs, stripped down. It just says what it does. So it makes it easy to understand what you're dealing with, and it's paired with a cute little animation that can then be very flexible in its use inside the product and outside of the product. However, having this cute and sort of consistent lineup of logos is not enough for us. We are still left with the old logo for the mothership, for the Zendesk main brand. And to kind of deal with that, we had to part ways with some of the things like the lotus flower. We still had a kind of an issue with the logo type being too bubbly and kind of early 2000 looking. So we gave it a little trim, chopped off some of the bulgy bits, and then we were left with the modern classic. A bit more of a punchy kind of a timeless looking guy with a little crooked registered mark at the end there. And we couldn't escape doing a master logo for Zendesk as well, which was probably one of the most difficult things to do, because you kind of had to retrofit all this back into what is Zendesk all about. And to do that, we found a clever way to break up these 2 shapes into the elegant and simplified Z, which is based out of these relation shapes that speak the same language as the rest of the lineup. So here we have the kind of the lockup of our logo, which is the small, the medium, and the large version. And the last part of it for us to see if it really kind of holds together is to play with it and see if we can have fun as a creative team. The thing that's unique about this is that the entire team were part of building this, so they help put it into the world and have some ownership in it. And it's really important for us that we can then, this is a starting point for us. It's the tip of the iceberg. So I'm really excited about doing this. And you can see around you some of the stuff that we've been trying to do. We're still just at the beginning. We need to breathe life and get some history and traction behind it. But we're super excited about it. So here we are. This is the final lineup. We have all our products. We have our final logo. And we have Adrian McDermott, who's going to take us into the products, deep, deep inside, and also kind of acquaint us with our new exciting offerings of Connect and Explore.